So, hello dudes, today's a bit of a different video. I'm not going to be really talking about much, I just wanted to share with you a game that I actually found. And yes, before I start, I do have a Sylvanian family choker on that I made. It is amazing, yes, thank you. I should start my own Etsy instead of becoming a scientist. Anyway, so there's this game I found, it's called Tracing Tomorrow. Well, I didn't find it, it's been on my feed because it came out recently. I think it came out on the 27th of January. And it's a bioethic game. It says it's a game that explores how new technologies aimed at tracking and supporting your mental health can impact your life. Can algorithm know you better than yourself? Who, if anyone, should be allowed to track your data? A thought-provoking narrative game about how the digital traces we leave behind can impact our lives and future society. Your choices through the game will help our research into ethics of mental health technologies. So I just thought it was quite interesting for especially someone of my age to sort of see like how we're being impacted by the technologies we use, and like if we actually know what we're doing when we're going online, because like what are cookies? I have no idea, but every website I go on to, it asks me to accept the cookies. I have no idea. So I thought I'd record me doing it. I'll link it for you to have a go of it maybe as well. Maybe it could teach us all a lesson about not going online as much and spending more time outside and focusing to de-stress, especially with the build up to exams. What you know has changed, but the world has stayed the same, so who does that make you now? In Tracing Tomorrow, you play as you. What will your path through life be? By playing this game, I'm contributing to the research by Oxford University. Any choices I make are fully anonymous. Let's pop in my information. England, I'm English if you cannot tell by my accent. This game is set up in the weeks leading up to your final exams. I did not know that's when this was based. That is incredibly creepy. There are like 13 weeks now until my exams. Maybe this moment is your past, present or future. Make choices as yourself and complete your journey your way, as everybody should. Latest news. Schools to monitor mental health using students' social media activity. Digital data, the future of mental health services. Does your phone know you better than you do? Detecting early signs of depression, crucial for student mental health. MPs debate data privacy. Didn't get all that. Okay, little information. Tap info icons to gather more information throughout the game. Tap again to close. Okay. You get back home a little later than usual. You get back home a little later than usual. You get back home a little later than usual. You kind of hear the news in the background, but you don't take much notice. That is incredibly true, to be honest. Long day at school, you go straight to your room. Time to change your clothes. I don't have to anymore because I go to college, so I'm already in my comfy clothes. What look do you go for? Well, if I was going for now, I'd stay in my own clothes, but when I was in high school, I'd just sort of change my pants into my pyjama pants. So, let's go simple and comfy. Looking good, thank you. Let's begin. Part 1 of 3, the letter. Ominous. 3 weeks till exams. That's scary. My group chat. Who's ready for exams? So stressed. We could revise together. Yeah, okay. Has anybody got today's notes from class? Yep, here. www.tschool.co.uk/sixthform/revision notes. I wish my college put revision notes online. Click. Accept T's and C's to access revision. That is honestly so true. Every revision website I pretty much go on, or every website I go on, it just has that, and I always just scroll to the bottom and click accept, and I don't even read what it says. Let's accept. Sell you my soul. That's what I could be doing for all I know. Okay, we've got some information on the bed. Internet and mobile tech can be used to collect or monitor signs of mental well-being in someone. I do know that there's a lot of online things now instead of going to person-to-person counselling, because for some people obviously it doesn't work for speaking to somebody there and then. There are methods to learn it online. Works for some people. Sometimes no counselling works for anybody. Everybody has their own way of dealing, I should say. But always go for help if you feel like you need it. Okay, my music. You put a playlist on shuffle to listen while revising. I never do that actually. I never revise whilst listening to music. I tend to just sort of listen to YouTube. Well, I don't shuffle music, I'll just sort of play the same song on repeat, or just listen to YouTube in the background. It's been a tough day. Suddenly the track comes on, the one you can't stop listening to. the one that feels like it was written just for you. That is honestly quite creepy. After what I just said, you feel the need to share. How do you share it? I'll send it to the friend who knows me best. I'll go outside and turn my phone volume up so everyone can appreciate it. That is something I'm sure Jack would do. I'll post it all over social media. That's what my mum tends to do. Actually, maybe I'll keep this one to myself. Probably the top one. I probably just wouldn't share it. I'd be selfish. It's kind of your song. No need to share it. You keep listening without any distractions getting in the way. The following morning, a letter arrives in the post. You take it to your room and open it. It's from your GP. It says that health services have been monitoring you and have identified that you are at risk of developing depression. Bit too late for me personally in real life. The letter goes on to say that you gave the service permission to monitor you in the terms and conditions. When you clicked accept on the school website's T's and C's. But the current results are only an indicator and not a diagnosis. You read on for more details, but other than the mental health helpline number, there's nothing. Do you try to find out more about the letter? I Google it, I'll call my GP. I'll call the mental health helpline. Nope, that's going straight in the drawer. I would never take that approach to it, and neither should you. If you get a letter from your GP or from anyone saying there's a concern about anything, always take action against it. Personally, I probably would Google it first. Let's go with that. That's probably not the best course of action, but it's what I'd do. You find loads of info, but who knows if you can trust it. You allow notifications from website that offers occasional updates, then give up. You still don't understand what the letter really means. It's freaking you out a bit, so you wonder whether you should tell someone about it. What do you do? I'll keep it to myself, thanks. This is personal stuff. I'll message my best friend. I'll talk to my parents. I'll take a photo of the letter and Snapchat it. See, I don't think I'd share it with any of my friends. But depending on what the letter, I'd probably share it with my mum. So I'll talk to my parents about it. Always talk to someone about it, whether even if you don't have parents, or then do talk to your friends about it. I just probably personally, I'm very close to my mum, and whoever you're very close to and trust and think has a good opinion, could be a teacher. Just go to them if you need anything. Your parents want help, but in an ask too many questions. Your parents want to help, but in an ask too many intrusive questions kind of way, you cut the conversation short. That's true. That probably happened. Depression can happen when anxiety about school or exams becomes common and too hard to cope with. Professional support can help. You've never thought of yourself as the kind of person who might get depressed. Could the GP have got it wrong? How do they even know? You spend all night thinking about it, tossing and turning in your sleep. Part 3 of 2, The Spiral. A few days later, at school. My life at school. You should never have your phone out on the desk. Photos, someone's heartbreak. Who's broken up? Buffering, or is that flower? Buffering. Rain, cat, ad. Ooh, I'm popular. I've got a message. Can we help? Users' posts help us detect if something's wrong. Your online activity suggests an increased risk of developing depression. I don't know how I'd feel if my Instagram suddenly started messaging me saying we think you're depressed because of what you're looking at. I mean, I understand it, that it's trying to help prevent spiralling because there is a lot of content online that is quite dark. I don't know how I'd feel about that. Dilemma. I missed that bit. There's more. 4 options appear on screen. Which do you choose? I'll stop mental health notifications, they won't help me. I'll keep my settings the same, these notifications might be useful. I'll stop all notifications, delete my history and say no to track data. I'll give them more information to improve my mental health condition. To be perfectly honest, before I actually started this video, I'd probably go with the top one. I'll stop the mental health notifications, they won't help me, because I think that's sort of the mentality that I have. Like, I prefer to seek professional and be diagnosed with something than take recommendations. Maybe. Again, this is just my playthrough, this is what I think. Obviously, you probably have different mental health status than I do. That stops the notifications, but doesn't stop you worrying that your data is still being collected. That weekend. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Googling, posting on social media, texting and messaging are useful to services that monitor mental health risk, but allowing access to this data increases other risks, such as your privacy. Everyone's around a friend's house for a barbecue. That's what that circle is then. Some of your friends start randomly talking about a rumour they overheard in school. Students have been contacted by the school nurse about their mental health. It starts a heated debate. But how could the nurse know what's going on in your head? I'm telling you that the school can read your mind. I don't think they're quite Charles Xavier. Nah, if you've got poor mental health, the signs are obvious. That is not true at all. Anybody can be struggling and not show it. That's not true. People hide their feelings all the time. Just reiterating my point there. What would I say in response? Actually, I got this letter the other day. I've heard it's possible to know some stuff by looking at people's data. I'm going to get a drink, be right back. Good question, I want to know more too. But to be perfectly honest, I'd probably leave the situation, so I'd go and get a drink. When you get back to the conversation, it gets louder and more heated. There's no escaping it while you're here. You decide to leave the barbecue early. On Monday. You're getting pretty stressed and feeling pretty terrible. The letter, the message, the exams, there's a lot going on right now. You go back to your locker and pick some study notes. Oh, cute little locker. I've never had a locker before. To you. Hello, this is your school nurse. Just a quick note to say that your GP has let the school know that you're at a risk of depression. This means a lot of different things for your time at school and after you finish school. Depression might make you feel very low in energy, or you might find it difficult to concentrate in class. I'll be available in the nurse's office if you're worried about anything and need someone to talk to. I think that's quite... Oh, that's better than what I expected, because like what I was sort of expecting for them to go with was there would be immediate intervention if they sort of like monitored your data and saw that you were at risk of depression. Like it is still giving you the choice to go and seek that help if you want it, because for some people obviously it might not work for them going to a professional and seeking help. They just sort of, because obviously for some people going to counselling it just doesn't work. So this is still suggesting that there's still an element of choice, even though they have your data and they're telling you, suggesting for you what to do, you still do have a choice. This makes you think, whatever happened to doctor-patient confidentiality? No way the school should have been told. Maybe it's a good thing that the GP has told your nurse, maybe they can help. I'm not actually depressed, the school shouldn't be notified. Okay, that's good, I guess, but I hope only the school nurse knows. I can see there's sort of like, people of my age would probably be, there's obviously a lot more awareness about depression now, but there's also still stigma around it, so like, you still hear a lot of people saying, oh, they're depressed, they're bipolar, they're a psychopath, and they don't understand what that actually means. Like saying going schizo for when they're being angry or aggressive is not, they don't quite understand what that means. So by the lack of confidentiality and people hearing that you're depressed, there could be some sort of stigma around that, especially in like school situations with bullying. And I do see the issue with doctor-patient confidentiality, because obviously, but there is still that thing where whenever you go to your doctor, if there's a chance that you could harm yourself or others, there has to be some sort of intervention. And with depression, it can become a situation where it's harm to yourself and others. I'd probably go with the first one, just because I don't like people seeing me as not well or not as good as what I could be. You reply to the email asking them to confirm that no one else has been told this information. Later that night, you browse the internet again. The website you bookmarked actually came up with something. Celebrity vlogger reveals all. The vlogger got a letter from their GP just like yours and has been posting about their journey ever since. You subscribe, hoping they'll have something useful to say. Risk predictions are just probabilities. Having a high risk doesn't mean you'll definitely have a mental health issue, and a low risk doesn't mean you definitely won't. Diathesis stress model. You can have the diathesis such as the genetic predisposition something, but it's the stress trigger from the environment that causes it. See, I do learn something in psychology. But for now, all you want to do is collapse onto your bed. You can't sleep, you start thinking. First the GP, then social media, and now school. Why does everyone seem to know about my mental health? And did you accepting those T's and C's really cause these things to happen? Maybe it's exam stress or confusion of it all, or both, but you're not feeling good right now. In fact, you're probably worried about your state of mind. A question creeps into your thoughts. Is this mental health service changing who I am? Your next thought. No, this won't make any difference to my results. I could literally fail my exams because of this. I guess knowing this could help me prepare for my exams. Maybe I just have to work harder to pass now. I know in my mind that it is I guess knowing this could help me prepare for my exams. But the action I'd take would probably be just to work harder. If I'm being perfectly honest. You close your eyes and try to sleep, but instead you just stare at the ceiling thinking about how you can work harder. Am I dreaming? I'm so tired. I can't sleep. I haven't eaten anything today. Is this my fault? What am I doing wrong? I feel so alone. What's the point of anything? Can't think. Can't wake up. It's another day, but thoughts still swirl. Did this all start with the letter, or are you only now noticing the thoughts that have been there all along? You're not sure. After a horrible night, you decide to bunk off so you can recover. Part 3 of 3, the decision. A few days later. Exam starts soon, just a few days to go. You go to an assembly on revising and exam prep. Loved them. Mental health. You can't seem to focus. You feel sad, unprepared and exhausted from lack of sleep. Sitting in front of you, one of your friends is holding something. It's the exact same letter as you got from your GP, and you can see the profile results are the same as yours. They got the same letter. I should just say out of it, I've got my own issues. I reckon I can help. I know what they're going through. It's personal, none of my business. I should help them, my friends, and friends help each other. See, I'd want to offer my help to help them, but I wouldn't accept their help to help me. I reckon I can help. You grab your friend after assembly. They actually can't believe you got the letter too. You both say that it feels really good to talk to somebody who knows what you're going through. Later that day. Schools should collect student data to help improve mental health risk profiles, but this could have other consequences. Students could experience stigma around their mental health. As I mentioned earlier, there can be quite a lot of bullying and stigma in younger people about mental health conditions. Weird to think you're not the only one of your friends in the group to have had this letter. So is this normal then? You go back to class to pick up some things. Your teacher's there. You talk about exams, and they say they could see you've been stressed. They then tell you something you could never have guessed. I had mental health problems when I was younger. It was hard. There wasn't much help at that time. But school's here to support you if you need it. How do you respond? Thanks, but I don't want school involved in my life that way. Maybe I could join a support group or something. Is there someone I can speak to one-on-one? Is there a mental health app or something I could get? See, none of them are the options that I actually took regarding my mental health. I just take medication because I can't do counselling or talking to people. But if I was to pick one, it would probably be the one-on-one one, and then they could help me get drugs. That's a bit dodgy to say, but I do take anxiety medication. Your teacher really likes this idea. They give you details of both in-school and outside school support. Maybe having someone to talk to could help. You take a little while longer, then head out feeling more optimistic. 2 days before exams. Oh, has my bedroom changed? My bedroom's changed, it's now green. You've got new messages. My group chat. Hey, didn't see you at school the other day. Everything okay? I was wondering too. You okay? Will you tell them how you feel? No, it could just make things worse. Yes, they know me better than anyone else. Yes, I really need some help. No, I don't want to be the person that... No, I don't want to be that person who's always dumping on their friends. With the top one. You tell them you're fine, but they can see you're not. They share their own fears to help you feel less alone. And you all make a deal to look out for each other during these exams. That's really sweet. Enough sleep, eating healthily and exercising can all help your mental health and well-being. Every one of your friends is there for you. They encourage you and give you strength. One of them holds a revision session at their house. You sit down to revise, nervous that they are all silently judging you. But in the end it's fine. You put on some background music, get work done, it's all good. Maybe, just maybe, these exams are going to be okay. After the exams. You walk out of the exam room for the last time. You can't help smiling to yourself. They're over. You go and celebrate with everyone else. 2 weeks later. You go to the vloggers channel. You've watched them a few times. They're actually pretty funny. The vloggers felt isolated and wanted to reach out to others. Their viewer comments are so positive. You realise that your journey is one among loads of others. A few months later. Browsing your social feed in a cafe. A+, graduation, all good news, and I've got a message. Results are in, I've passed. Nice, me too. Me 3. Things are looking up. You hear a notification sound. It's the email from one of your interviews last week. You've got it. Almost can't believe it. There's more. They want you to sign up to their IT services and need you to accept some T's and C's. They want to collect data on your digital activity as part of a mental health monitoring service. Should I accept this? See, if it's the same mentality that it's just sort of support and they're not going to force anything upon you, like they're not going to fire you for having mental health issues or going through a difficult time, and they just offer support to help you get through that, I'd accept. Definitely. You've made your choice, you left your traces. And given young people a voice in research about digital data and well-being. Send this game to a friend you would think would want their voice heard as well. And there you go. I thought that was quite a informative game. It made me sort of think about what you're actually accepting online and how the stuff that you do online can impact your life and how it can be used for good but as well as issues, and how like what you do online and how you monitor online can be used as a support system, but also the implications it could have as to be not so good, such as being a bit judgmental. But yeah, I'd say I probably would support the use of data and your digital footprint for mental health monitoring and mental health support, because if it is just that it's for support and not for not forcing anything onto you, because obviously what they'd be forcing onto you might not work for some people, it might work for other people, and if they give you the choice to pick what you want to do with that information, then it's your choice at the end of the day. Everybody has free will of what they want to do. So yeah, I thought that might have been a bit of a break from the usual talking, even though I did do a lot of talking in that. My mouth is very dry now. So I'll see you again. Au revoir. Be calm, be chill, look after yourself, talk to people if you want to talk to people. If you don't want to talk to people, try and find a different method to be well.